What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday, hump day, middle of the week. Hopefully you guys are having a good one and a good week to boot as we round out the month of August, heading into September, the month of the football return, and then so close to the NBA grind. So it's going to get exciting. Temps starting to cool a little bit, and it's my favorite time of year when you have all the sports and cool temperatures and the holidays, man. It don't get any better. So let's dive into tonight's slate. We got 9 games to swim around, do a little research, try and make a player pool. Hopefully you guys did all right last night. I did really good last night. Unfortunately, like, my best lineups had Brady Singer, and I'm just like, man, he was like the same price. I'm talking on Fanduel, like within $200 of like a more obvious Kevin Gossman, and I had Gossman, but it was just a shame that Singer was on my top lineups, and I could have used that extra 30-40 points. But man, we are out here. Shout out to Pojen, Anthony, Tim. I hope you guys are doing all right today, and I expect more and more people to trickle in here as we progress. So didn't give us a lot of time to talk today, so I'm going to try and make it an expeditiously yet informative adventure. Let me make sure that this is full screen. There we go. So let's get into it real quick. If you guys got already done some research, got a head start, you already got some of those feelings in your bad knee on some picks today, man, be sure to share it with the class, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, go for that. But I like to hear you guys' opinions too, because we all bleed red, right? So we do have Athletics and the Nats for the second day in a row, and yesterday this game popped off, and it was a great example of one of my favorite sayings is bad hitting beats bad pitching. Yesterday, bad hitting beat bad pitching, and I wish I'd kind of been a little bit more receptive to like my own motto, right? Because man, there was a lot of upside here. Now, I was pretty invested in the Nats with Lane Thomas and Joey Meneses. Meneses was number 1 on the bomb detector. Now, he didn't hit a homer, but he hit 3 doubles. So the bomb detector is really just trying to seek out power. And yesterday they got a ton of power from him, and then Lane Thomas had a massive day. So I was happy with that, but should have had a little bit more of these Athletics. But I'm not gonna lose sleep because I didn't go crazy with Athletics exposure. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do today? James Caprillion taking on Anibal Sanchez. The Athletics lineup already confirmed. Caprillion really bad. 4.8 expected ERA, 1.41 WHIP, just a 16% K rate, and has allowed a lot of power to right-handed hitters. 1.5 homer per 9, a 14% walk rate, a 51% fly ball rate. That's not what you want. So it is another day where a couple of these Nats bats might make the lineup for me. Now, I believe in the minors, Meneses had, I hope I'm saying that name right too. I hope it's not like, I believe in the minors, his favorable split was lefties, but he still has power no matter what, right? Let's go double check that, because I might go back to the well, because he was smashing yesterday. What's up, king of all trades? What up, Bino? Thinking Dodgers 3-man and Phillies 5-man, but I'm baked. God dang, bro. I respect it. Yeah, he had like a 780 OPS in the minors against righties, which isn't like the worst, but it's obviously not his favorable power split. He had 11 homers in 262 at bats, so there is still some power that could live there and take advantage of Caprillion splits. The highest bomb detector rating is in the bat of Luke Voit. Voit has a 226 ISO since the beginning of last year against righties, and a 795 OPS. So the slug is there, and the matchup's there, and then of course Caprillion has a knack for walking guys. So we'll see what that lineup comes out as. The Athletics, it's hard to feel super confident about getting to the Athletics. Yesterday, though, was a sign that, hey, sometimes you just play you play the matchup. A ton of strikeout potential in this lineup, but Anibal Sanchez only a 7.5% swing and strike rate this year, 16% K rate, 1.4 WHIP. So much like yesterday, I think we go bats only here, and then we might end up stacking. Shea Langoliers is like the best baseball player on the Athletics, so he's certainly somebody I would want some exposure to. Pretty affordable on both sites. Can handcuff him immediately to Sean Murphy, had a good day yesterday. And then Dermis Garcia, short sample, but he's smoking the ball right now. Let's double check his mind. I think we looked him up yesterday, but my memory sucks. I need some of that ginkgo biloba, Pojen. What up, Neville? I hope you're doing all right. Let's see, 847 OPS. So he's got a little pop in his bat. Let's see if he had a favorable split. Against righties, 828. No, really good OPS against both sides of the plate. And slugging almost 500 to both sides of the plate, 491 to righty. So, yeah, I guess if I had to grab 3 Athletics, it would be Langoliers, Sean Murphy, and Garcia. And I think they make a lot of sense here. So we're going bats only. And I don't know if I want to commit to the 5-man here. I probably don't. But I can see myself with a bunch of 3-mans. But I made this mistake yesterday. So, Bino says, I got some nice spots. Mini KC stack looking cray. All right. My phone's going bananas right now. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Ooh. All right, let me move on. Oh man, I can't even talk. Oh man, now I'm gonna be red. These DMs, y'all. All right, Cubs and the Blue Jays. Zach McKinstry, Suzuki, Franmil Reyes, Ian Happ, Nico Herner, Rafael Ortega. This is a confirmed lineup. You know what? I didn't even look at the weather report. I need to do that. Christopher Morel. Luke Farrell pitching. All right, there's a name. And then Blue Jays. All right, both of these lineups are confirmed. So, Teoscar in the 7 hole. All right, Kevin Biggio in the 8 spot. Whit Merrifield batting 9th. The double leadoff position. Mitch White on the bump. We'll double green light this. And then in a minute, we'll go look at weather. I believe they have been opening the roof in Rogers Center. Luke Farrell, he's got 7 innings in the bigs this season. Let's go look at his minor league stuff. Sad, I'm flustered right now. Oh man. 5.03 ERA, not what you want. 59 innings, 1.46 WHIP. All right, so it looks like he's not somebody we should be fearing or getting excited about unless we want to stack the Blue Jays. Splits here, we can hyper focus his righty splits since the Blue Jays are usually righty heavy. 34 innings, 224 average, 135 WHIP. Now he has an even worse split against lefties with 20 strikeouts, 24 innings, 300 average allowed, 1.62 WHIP, and he's a fly ball pitcher. 0.89 ground out to air out ratio. 18 walks in 34 innings. Yeah, this guy doesn't seem like he's going to be a high quality pitcher. So we're going to throw the Blue Jays in the stack list. Blue Jays have a Coors-esque run total, 5.9, which is very high. And then Mitch White on the bump for the Blue Jays. Mitch has 74 innings of sample size so far this season, a 1.36 WHIP, 3.87 expected ERA, and he's been pretty solid against righties. The lefties has been an issue to strike out, but not a ton of power allowed. There is some strikeouts that you can accidentally fall into in this Cubs lineup. This 5, 6, 7, Horner, Ortega, and Yan Gomes. The only 3 guys against righties since the beginning of last year striking out less than 20%. And 2 of those guys are right at 19%. The rest of this lineup is 1 and 4, plus. So Mitch White might accidentally get some strikeouts if you think an SP2 shot at 6,900 is a nice opportunity. Sure, I think I'm gonna hold off before I put him in my player pool, but I'm cool with being there for now. A lot of high bomb ratings from Luke Farrell right now for these Blue Jays. Let me double check the power so far this season against righties. We've got 5 homers in 34 innings. That's a lot. So yeah, this is a great spot for the Blue Jays, and we know their bullpen can come in and get rocked as well, and the run total's there. Let me go look at the weather real quick before we get to the next game. Looks pretty clean. A couple wind spots, so that's cool. My neck hurts today. Wind a bit out right to left, but yeah, it's all wind, so no weather concerns to speak of. And yeah, here, what up, AD? We Seattle stack against Arizona. Seattle was looking good the other night. It's Sean V, or is it? Hello, Shayna. How are you? YouTube never notifies me of your videos anymore. Yeah, I don't know. So YouTube has a weird algorithm where if they send you noties and you aren't reacting to the notifications, it'll like ghost stop it. So I don't know, but sometimes it'll send, sometimes it won't. When NBA football gets back, we'll have a more concrete schedule. With baseball, I have such a crazy schedule outside of this, with a lot of projects going on, that sometimes this stream becomes more expendable. But the NFL and the NBA content are not as expendable. They are big pieces of what I do. So yeah, for baseball though, this is basically like my process to research this slate, and I just figured why not hit the live switch. But it is good to see you, Shayna. I hope life is well. Dodgers and the Mets, next game on the docket. Tyler Anderson taking on Jacob deGrom. I wonder who, nice little call up. This is a guy that refused to pitch against the Yankees a week ago. Just kidding. Jacob deGrom, the best pitcher on the planet, perhaps the best pitcher in the history of pitching when he's healthy, faces one of the most feared offenses in baseball today. Will there be a suppressed ownership on Jacob deGrom today because of the respect that the Dodgers offense has? Well, deGrom elite. Tyler Anderson has been okay advanced metrics wise. 3.14 expected ERA, 102 whip, 12% swing and strike rate. And when you're up against Jacob deGrom, you got to bring it. Mets do have some bats that I like against lefties. The Nimmo, who bats just fine against lefties, average-wise, almost an 800 OPS. Starling Marte, good OBP, a little bit of pop, and some stolen base potential. Lindor, Pete Alonso, Darren Ruff, all guys that can be sneaky, especially sneaky pop, especially Alonso and Ruff. These guys hit for a ton of isolated power against lefties. So there's certainly respect to be had in both offenses, but I do think there's merit in both pitchers, but there's way more merit in Jacob deGrom because Tyler Anderson really doesn't offer a ton of strikeout potential. You would think a 12.2% swing and strike rate would be like a 22-25% K percentage, but that's not the case here. And it's been deep enough in the season that we can just kind of accept that 19% K rate is really our expectation here. So let's throw Jacob deGrom in the mix. Elite pitchers beat elite hitting, I think. I don't know. I'm gonna put deGrom. I'm gonna start him off as a tier 2. I imagine the Dodgers come in at like 0% own, and that just can't be. But man, is it some kind of feeling to pay $6K for a hitter against Jacob deGrom? It's something else. We might get some Mets and Dodgers, but just a bet on talent. But that's if they're at 0%. More so the Dodgers. If the Dodgers come in at like 0-1%, I'll grab 3-4% just in case all hell breaks loose. But it's not not matchup based. And then Mets would be something I'm interested in, but I'm gonna hold off just for now. Might be more likely to be a sub stack, a 2 or 3 man, so I'm not gonna put him in the onslaught list just yet. I'll re-hit the bell. Yeah, sometimes if you unhit the bell, hit it again if you're ready to get noties and commit. We're lit. What up, Cam? Cole probably goes a bit lower own with everyone chasing DeGrom. Is DeGrom projecting that high own? I haven't looked at ownership projections yet. I'll do the research first, but I just kind of suspected that there might be a matchup tax, right? Like this is a good team that he's pitching against, and that's nothing against it. Like DeGrom's the best pitcher on the planet, but I just feel like the field might respect the Dodgers. So we'll see. Sean killed the Braves and Singer. Yeah. Oh wait, I can blame Sean for Brady Singer. Brady Singer was in my top lineups and my single entries, bro. And I'll tell you what, on Fanduel, on my single entries, like my highest owned players on the slate last night were like Lane Thomas and Joey Meneses, and they were like 4%, 1%. Like I thought I was like dumb. I was like, how am I on these guys? I thought Lane Thomas leading off would be so obvious. I thought Meneses. I guess Meneses can sneak, but I don't know. I just felt like they were gonna be chalk and they weren't, and that's always like a weird feeling when you just assume this guy's in a really good spot at a really good price. So I'm gonna play the value and not worry about the ownership, but I anticipate him being high owned. And then when it locks, he's not high owned, and you're like, did I mess up or did the field mess up? Well, last night, thankfully for me, the field messed up. But my top lineups and a lot of my single entry lineups had Brady Singer, and that was unfortunate because really any other pitcher would have spotted me another 20 to 40 points in my player pool, and it wasn't long before I really regretted not just locking Gossman in my Fanduel single entries. I kind of split it down the middle. I wish I had more Framber too. Framber made so much sense for Fanduel, but he wasn't the same area price wise. I think Gossman was 200 more than Singer, in obviously a better matchup. We have confirmed lineups for the Tigers and the Mariners, and looks like you guys have some thoughts and some suspicions about this game and some hot takes. So let's see if we can't come to a collective consensus. Marco Gonzalez versus Tyler Alexander, a pair of southpaws. 4.8 run total for the Mariners, 3.9 for the Tigers. Don't really know what's not to like overall. I guess from the starting matchup, I guess you can make a case that the Tigers bullpen's a lot stronger at holding offenses inside the park. Was there a weather alert on this one? Winds a bit right to left, a bit out to left, 10 to 15 miles an hour. So that should help your righty pull hitters, your Julio Rodriguez's, your Ty Francis, Mitch Hanigers, your 1, 2, 3 here. Tyler Alexander, 1.65 homer per 9, 2 lefties, 5.36 xFIP, and a 43.7% fly ball rate. So definitely a good spot for them pre-flop. Not sure who would be lined up to come out the pen to start, speculating that. But I think the starting matchup is just fine. And then the inverse is true as well. Marco Gonzalez, decent home run target, 1.2 home run per 9, 2 righties. Has actually dramatically dropped his fly ball rate to righties. He was always a big fly ball guy, but in this case last year he had a 52% fly ball rate to righties. This year 37.8%, so a decent enough decrease where he's not the obvious pick on me for homer guy. But we are getting a couple of guys like Eric Haas that project pretty well for power here. Even Javi Baez, 3.8. Javi Baez, 883 OPS against lefties since the beginning of last year, 227 ISO, batting over 300. So Baez is completely useless, it feels like, against righties, but against lefties, he'll give you that chip in a chair. Cheap enough on Fanduel, I think you take a shot on. And then Eric Haas, I really, really like at 2,500 and 3,300. I wish it was higher in the order, but makes some sense here if you can get 2 shots at Marco. I think the Mariners make a lot of sense. There's a lot of green in the OPS column, decent enough green in the bomb rating column, and yeah, I don't really have a reason to be against it. And the Mariners have a 4.8 implied run total. So we're going to throw them in the mix. If I had to isolate 3 guys I want the most, obviously it's Julio Rodriguez, without a doubt. Ty France, 2,900 on Fanduel is a really good price. Mitch Haniger against a lefty, we love that. Almost a 900 OPS, that's elite, with a 4.29 rating on the bomb detector. And then that's pretty much it. Eugenio Suarez, I don't mind. And one of the reasons I like Eugenio Suarez a lot today is normally he strikes out a lot, 32% strikeout rate. Well, Tyler Alexander only has a 10% K rate to righties. So if you're going to dare Suarez to make contact and give him a batted ball event, he has a 14.5% barrel rate when he does put the ball in play, and that matches up really well with Alexander's 11% barrel rate. So good spot for him. Matter of fact, let's go take a look at PrizePicks, see if we can get a decent home run triangle from the Seattle Mariners today. Total home runs, Suarez is on there, J-Rod and Mitch Haniger. I love it. I'm gonna type that up. Let's go Mariners home run triangle. Those would be the 3. Those would be the 3. And that's a great way to get exposure to that spot if you are uncomfortable with getting 6K and 5K, Mitch Haniger, Julio Rodriguez. Those are definitely the top. I guess Eugenio Suarez. Yeah, Suarez, Mitch Haniger. I guess France technically has a higher rating in the bomb detector, and so does Haggerty, but I like those 3 very, very much. So we'll do that. We did put the Mariners here. I don't think I'm a 5-man stack the Tigers. I won't, but I could cherry pick a couple of these guys. And Javi Baez would be in the blender. He would. Let's get caught up on chat. What's up, Zach? Hope you're doing all right. What up, Brian? Got any good feelings in that bad knee? Got that feeling in my bad knee. No crazy hunches just yet. We'll see. Liking Braves and Tigers with Cole. Tigers? Go Tigers. Not rocking with White Sox at all. Mariners struggling. Heard the White Sox. Something's going on with Tony La Russa. Sounds like it could be a health problem. So I would, in the interest of karma, guys, as bad of a manager as Tony La Russa is, maybe wait before you start celebrating. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be like, yeah, he's gone, and then next thing he pops up with like leukemia or something. Rockies at the Braves. We do have confirmed Rockies lineup. John Bouchard. Shervin. All right, here we go. Ryan Feltner on the bump for the Rockies today. Did I spell Bouchard wrong? No, I didn't. He just doesn't have stats yet. All right. And then the Braves lineup. Braves were kind of okay for me yesterday. I had a whole lot of Austin Riley, which I'm okay with. Had a whole lot of Matt Olson, which I don't remember him being anything that I had to have. Vaughn Grissom, and Michael Harris. I don't feel like I got a slate breaker performance out of the bunch, but sometimes it'd be like that. Vaughn Grissom and Michael Harris batting back to back in the 6-7 spot. Eddie Rosario 8-hole, and 9 spot. It's gonna be Robbie Grossman. Kyle Wright on the bump. Let's green light both of these. And implied run total for the Braves 5.6. Rockies 3.1. So it goes without saying, we got to add Braves to the stack list. But do we add Kyle Wright? Can we follow the Terry McBride 3 R's? Rockies on the road against a righty. I love that saying so much. Kyle Wright has a 24% K rate so far this season, 12% swing and strike rate, 3.9 expected ERA, 2.9 actual ERA, so he's overperforming in that regard. But the matchup is fine enough that I think you could justify getting there. I don't think he gets lost in the sauce price-wise. 10.8 on Fanduel, 9.8 on DraftKings. You know, you're reaching high up. You might as well go get you a glass of Jacob deGrom or a glass of Cole, something like that. But there's certainly an above 0% chance that Kyle Wright mows down the Colorado Rockies here, so I don't hate that. Maybe we look at the last couple games for Mr. Wright and make sure he's not Mr. Wrong, for our lineups tonight? I don't know. Last game, a 19% swing and strike rate against the Pittsburgh Pirates, 14% against the Astros. So really been living in the double digits outside of that Mets game. So that's a good sign. It's very encouraging. Batted ball's been on the side. Last 3 games, an xFIP below 3. Sierra, pristine as well. So he's in a little bit of a groove. So I'm fine with getting some exposure to Kyle Wright today because of who else is on the board. Let's start him off as a tier 3, and we'll go from there. Ryan Feltner. No. And then if we wanted to pick on Kyle Wright, he's got a $1.25 home run per 9 to lefties. Not really a power lefty that you want to go after, but maybe a first pitch swinging, Ryan McMahon. He's got a 200 ISO against righties since the beginning of last year. Charlie Blackmon exists. CJ Cron is in the mix as well, batting from the right side. But from the right side, hitters are hitting a 60% ground ball clip on batted ball events against Kyle Wright. So that's pretty doggone elite. So I don't really have any intentions or aspirations to load up on Rockies. If a couple of the guys at the top of the order fell into the mix, sure, but for the most part, that's gonna be a no for me, dog. Let's get caught up on chat. This is exactly why I appreciate these videos, you list players. Oh, I appreciate that. What up, Michael Tyler? Andrew's leading off for the White Sox. Oh man, different manager, right? Somebody else is putting the lineup together tonight. Stop trying to. Picked up a few cases of the Monster Zero variety pack, $23 each. They have the gold peach and watermelon. This one is Pipeline Punch that I got. Really, really good. I have the watermelon in the fridge right now. Matter of fact, there's still some left in here from earlier. I never do that. Yeah, I definitely like that version of Monster. I've been mostly a Bang guy, but when my local spots to get Bang are like sold out or don't have my flavors, I've had to broaden my palate, if you will. And I do like those Monster Zero Sugar series quite a bit. Sean's in the gym. Yo, are we all talking all this mess to Sean and he could drop us all? Hold up. What's up, Celez? Hope you're doing all right. $23 for a 24 pack at Costco. Man, you know what? I've been paying for this freaking Sam's Club membership for years. I always forget about it, and it's like you pay once a year. Maybe I should industrial size order energy drinks the time the amount I drink them. But I do cycle off. Like I went like 3 weeks or a month last month without drinking them because it felt like they weren't working. And I don't know if that's in my head or not, but I feel like 300 milligrams of caffeine is not something I should build a tolerance to. But I love them. We got Red Sox and the Twins. JD Martinez, Trevor Story, Enrique. Tight gun. If you haven't noticed, I haven't had my energy today. I've been saving it, or I was saving it because I've been getting a lot of video games in lately, and I kind of want to, you know what I mean, save it for that. Otherwise, I'll end up drinking 2 in a day, and that's definitely not good. It might be a coffee day, but I don't think it's cold enough. It is 88 degrees. Dude, it was in the 70s yesterday. It was raining. I just went outside and stood and just like enjoyed the fact that I could breathe air and not hate everyone I'm looking at. Because Texas be hitting different in the dog days, man. There's been a couple stretches in this summer where there's been a couple days before I open that front door, man. We are posted up in the AC. Red Sox lineup is confirmed. They have a 3.9 run total, 4.3 runs for the Twins here. Michael Wacha, Joe Ryan, Wacha 4.42 expected ERA, severely overperforming that expected ERA and that Sierra, so potentially due for some regression at 89 innings into the season. There's not a whole lot that I really want to run to grab from Wacha, so I probably won't make a priority because he's not cheap on either site. I think he's had a couple of strong games as of late. feel like there was 21 against Baltimore, 23 against Detroit, and those are just like unflattering stuff at 8,700. That version of the Angels team that he faced, really, really bad. So that 40 fantasy point, probably something that we can classify as an outlier. So I just feel like he's probably overpriced for his median range of outcome. My nose itches. 9.3% swinging strike rate on the season. Last couple games is a 10, a 6, a 20, a 4, 6. So, of course, the 20 came against a team that I don't want to talk about. So I just don't have any real reason to get to him with any bit of confidence. We'll see what the Twins throw out as their lineup. Projected has Arise, Correa, Kepler, Miranda, Nick Gordon, all guys who can get behind. And Michael Wacha does. He comes into the season with a power problem, but he's been holding opponents under a 1 home run per night to both sides of the plate, and he sustained that on the road too. So we can't really just point at a park factor for him. So if you want to stack against him, I think the Twins are a team that I'm more likely to go 2 or 3 man with. No massive ratings in the bomb detector. Just generally speaking, a super average game projection-wise on both sides. Joe Ryan has a lot more strikeout propensity, a 24% carry rate on the season, 11.2% swing and strike rate, 3.71 expected ERA. Got a tough lane here with 2 through 5. Good hit for average lane, hit for power, and a tough strikeout lane as well. So if you're playing Joe Ryan, I think I'd be more inclined to take a shot 8,500, hope for 2x. You're also kind of betting on talent here versus the matchup being a staggering can't miss spot. 6 innings and back-to-back starts, about 20 fantasy points, 30 in that last start against the Giants. So he's definitely more viable in my book for DFS because of his ceiling, because of his strikeout propensity. And I think he'd be way more of a DraftKings play for me today. So I'm going to put him in the tier 3, and we'll go from there. I do think with Trevor Story back in the mix for the Red Sox, I could feel better about 5-man Red Sox stacks. I mean, these are some fun names through and through. Even bottom of the order, Bobby Dalbec strikes out a ton, but almost a 200 ISO. Kike Hernandez in the mix. We know he can get on base a couple times. Trevor Story, power, stolen base potential. So I do think the Red Sox are 5-manable. And then depending on this Twins lineup, they could be a fun 5-man as well. So if we do get this game at like single-digit ownership, I might be there. Let me jot them down at the bottom. I feel like I have to sneeze, but it's not happening. So it's just really uncomfortable right now. Really uncomfortable. What up, Kay Johnson? I hate coming in late. I have better with these work meetings. We in here. Oh, man. Hey, man. Better late. Or it's fudge. Better late than never. But never late is better. The Great Prophet. Young Drake. Ghost energy drinks are pretty great. I don't think I've heard of them. When I lived in the Woodlands, Texas, like, hot man, Texas is a whoo. I'm from Staten Island, New York, Zach, but I currently live in Waco, Texas. I've been all around, man. I've parked in Philadelphia, Atlanta, Jersey. But for the last 10 years, I would say more of my adult life has been in Texas, but I've been all around. What up, Chester? Hope you're doing all right. What up, Solid? 3 games you have projected to go over the total. Been having more success game stacking lately, like Athletics, Nats. Yeah, whenever you get bad pitching, I'm more inclined to lean the over no matter what. Right, big league hitters, they hit different. You ever play a couple years ago? I was playing World Baseball Classic DFS, and there are guys that and same with the KBO. There are guys that we consider average to bad in the major leagues, and then like at Jerks and Profar one time, I was like, this guy sucks. I'm not playing him in World Baseball Classic. My man went like 4 for 4, 5 for 5, broke the slate, and then all of these like average pitchers in the major leagues in America, like a Dan Straley, they go to the KBO and they're like Jacob deGrom over there, bro. So never like underestimate how good bad hitters can be against bad pitching. And you saw that yesterday with Athletics and Nationals. Texas, they got those 3D drinks. I don't know what that is. I'll try. So if you guys have like energy drink recommendations, I'm in. My only requirement is I don't like to have sugar. I don't like the sugar crash. So zero grams of sugar is what I look for. What's under the beanie? My head. It's my hair. Why are people always stuck up on my head, bro? You gotta understand. I roll out of bed, and about an hour later, I'm like live and full board. I ain't got time to mess with my hair, bro. I barely got any of it left anyway. They have them at HEB. All right, I'll keep an eye out for that. I missed somebody else stumble in chat? I don't think so. Man, got the sniffles. Sniffles. All right, let's get the next game punched in here. Chat, if you guys were hanging out with me on Sunday, we did a season-long draft. It was $150 season-long. Well, a bunch of people have hit me up. They want to play. They didn't want to play for $150. And a couple of people prefer 12-man. So there is some time before the regular season starts. And I've polled my rundfs.com Discord. I haven't asked the Free Gun Decker Gaming Discord yet. But I would be willing to commissioner a 12-man league for $50. That way it's a little bit more, let's say, inviting. If that makes sense. Inviting is probably not the word. A little bit more logical, less intimidating, I guess, for the average player. So if there's anybody out there that maybe would want to play a $50 league with DraftKings scoring, if there's enough interest, I'll set that up. Just hit me up on Twitter. Twitter.com/Gundacker. Why haven't I taken this song off my rotation now? It's just like a guy moaning in my ear. It's sus. All right, White Sox lineup. We talked about Elvis Andrus in the leadoff spot. Jose Abreu third. Eloy Jimenez batting cleanup. AJ Pollock. That's Monty Grandal in the sixth spot. Gavin Sheets. Sheets had a good day yesterday. Josh Harrison. This lineup sucks. With respect. Lance Lynn on the bump. Green light, both of those teams. Chris Bubich, though, also not great at the baseball. 1.7 whip, 5.8 expected ERA. I don't know that there's a start this season where I haven't picked on Chris Bubich, and the White Sox rule of thumb for me is they're good against lefties, bad against righties. 119 WRC plus, no Timmy Anderson, but Andrew Vaughn, Jose Abreu, Yasmani Grandal, AJ Pollock. Yeah, I'm in on that. So many guys with like a aggregate 900 OPS. Even at the bottom of the lineup, Romy Gonzalez, bare bones min price. And he's got a 1. OPS against lefties so far in the bigs. So we're going to put a little context to that, make sure that it is either 1 in his DNA or 2, perhaps a product of small sample. So let's go pull up that. In the minors, he had an overall 754 OPS. Some tells me he doesn't sustain a 1. OPS against lefties. We'll check the split out. 561 OPS against lefties with a 311 slug. So he might be hitting for a little bit of luck in short sample size, but we'll see. Lance Lynn on the bump, AK against the Royals. This Royals lineup, I do have respect for it. There are some power bats in here I don't like to pick on. However, there are also some strikeouts here. 27% strikeout rate against righties for Melendez, 20% for Bobby Witt, 26, 33, 26, 24, 25. Plenty of strikeout potential for Lance Lynn, who is found his strikeout stuff again. 25% K rate on this season, getting really close to last year, and he's also caught up to his swing and strike rate from last year at a 12.7% so far this season. So let's go pull up his game log and make sure that all the swing and strike rate stuff as of late is trending in the right direction. Game log. 13, 15, 19% swing and strike rate, 3 games straight. So, yeah, I like Lance Lynn for the most part. Batted ball data is on his side as well. 1 game in like his last 8 starts with an above 4 xFIP. 3.62 against Cleveland was the highest. Cleveland's a little scrappy too. And then there was that 5, ironically, against this Kansas City Royals team. But man, I think I'm interested in AK Lance Lynn because the floor to ceiling ratio at that price point, I'm okay with. And then I'm also curious to see what we got working on. And did Lance Lynn have beef with La Russa? I feel like there was an argument in the dugout that leaked out. 36.5 fantasy points for him on PrizePicks, 6.5 Ks. What can we get on the live line? What did we say at the top? I guess I would want the bottom half, and the middle's fine too. Live line for Mr. Lin. By the way, if you guys didn't know, PrizePicks added this live bet feature. So obviously live is a little bit of a stretch, but you could chop down, isolate some innings. 2.5 strikeouts for the first 2 innings. I don't think I really want to put action in that, but that's intriguing. But I will get a little bit of Lance Lynn. And then White Sox, I have to stack. I have to. They're pretty doggone solid against lefties. And then for Shayna, if I had to pick 4, Andrew Vaughn's at the top of the list. AJ Pollock, Yasmani Grandal. I guess Abreu is so frustrating to play because he really doesn't offer anything but power, right? Like, if he's not, he might have to hit one off the wall to get to second base. He doesn't really steal base or anything like that, but I wouldn't leave him out. So I guess if I had to pick 4, Vaughn, Abreu, Pollock, and Yasmani Grandal, and then Gavin Sheets went off yesterday. If Chris Bubich is not long for this game, I think the Royals have the worst bullpen. I think I was researching yesterday. I think it's like the Royals. I want to say the Athletics and the Nationals or Cubs. I don't know. Let me. Don't catch me lying. Let's go teams, pitching stats. Is it the D-backs? Or no? What up, Patrick? Need a cheap pitcher with some upside on Fanduel? Lynn could be the dude. Relievers. Massey, Taylor, Lopez gonna make this a long day for Lynn. Okay, Vino. Hey, that's what I'm saying though. The Royals aren't necessarily like a bad team. Obviously, they're not great, but they can strike out. It's a lesser extent, like, you know, the Braves in their prime this season, big strikeout numbers, but scary team to pitch against, right? And I guess you'll experience that with Jacob deGrom today. Am I doing this right? Relievers, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. The Royals have the worst bullpen, so it's a good 9 innings or 8 innings if you expect them to win for the White Sox here. Then it's the Rockies, then it's the Pirates, then it's the D-backs. So if you guys are looking for what teams might give you the best full game opportunity of at bats, boom. What else we got in chat here? Lynn's coming off a bereavement list, which means someone close to him likely passed away. His might be elsewhere in Super Chalk. Okay, Sean. When I pick people like Lance Lynn, it never ends well for me. Yeah. I don't really know what that means. White Sox been failing me in this spot all season. What am I missing, Gun? White Sox have been way above league average in WRC plus against lefties. So I don't know what you mean by this spot. They've been really just the platoon team for me, where against righties I never get that enthusiastic. I also understand no Tim Anderson, no Yohan Moncada. Like, it's not the normal lineup anyway. So definitely don't like stamp this as Gun's lock of the day. But I am getting there. Like, there's no reason not to. And the focal point obviously is going to be, you know, isolated to like 4 or 5 of these guys. But I wouldn't go out of my way to leave out almost a free Elvis Andrus, who I don't love to play, but opportunity is there. Has a 40% Lynn ever worked out? Is he 40% owned? I mean, at that number on any pitcher, I'd be, you know, perusing elsewhere. And like I said, this is a talented lineup. Enough pop, at least 1 through 4, 170 plus ISO 1 through 4. It's just the strikeout numbers exist as well. But I understand at that number, it's not the craziest take to want to be a little contrarian, think outside the box. I think that DK price though, man, that leaves a soft landing even if he has an average game, you know. Does Lynn know he's 40%? What about Yeah, Lynn's not going to pitch well because right now he's being told he's 40% owned. Yeah, I obviously I can't quantify that, Michael Tyler, but you're not wrong. Tony La Russa is certainly one of the more polarizing figures in baseball management. So if you think his dugout or his locker room is you know, not there for him, and if you think they find some type of inspiration, or if you think they're not getting bottlenecked, like I've heard that La Russa makes some really dumb moves, like intentionally walking guys in 2 strike counts. It's something he's done more than once this year. I've also heard that he's been cautious on these guys stealing bases, so maybe that is off. You know what I mean? So maybe, but none of that is quantifiable, so I don't want to get too caught up in that. But there's certainly something there that at least that could be there if you want to think outside the box. I don't know. Yankees and the Angels, neither lineup confirmed yet. Oh man, ever since this sun poisoning, man, my neck will just like start phantom itching, and my skin is still really red. Mike Ford really likes playing against the Yankees. I swear this dude homers off of Cole today. It's gonna be annoying. Garrett Cole's on the bump. Cole's, I think one of his best games last year was against the Angels. Cole versus DeGrom is the question here. I think if we're looking at matchup, I think we'd all rather pitch against the Angels than the Dodgers. And this lane of strikeouts is pretty nutty throughout this Angels lineup. Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani are the two best players on the team easily, but they still have 25-30% K rates. And then Taylor Ward through Andrew Velazquez in the projected lineup, almost an aggregate 30% strikeout rate. So really good spot for Garrett Cole, who I think is, if he's not the leader in the American League in strikeouts, he's up there. 11 strikeouts against Oakland. Oakland, you're supposed to beat them up. Has not pitched against the Angels yet this season. Has certainly had some down games, some bad luck games, and games that are not worth almost 11K. So I understand the pessimism, but I will certainly be there on Garrett Cole, and I really think I'm going to tier 1 him. And if I had to pick between him and DeGrom, I think I go him just because of the matchup that DeGrom has, but maybe that's kind of a sucker mindset, because DeGrom's still the best pitcher on the planet, and he's untouchable. 13% swing and strike rate, 9, 12, 6, 16 last couple games. You go look at the batted ball data as well. 4+ xFIP in Toronto and Tampa. Toronto is a good team. I'll give them a little bit of a pass there. 4.09 xFIP against Tampa. 1.89 xFIP against Seattle. I forget if that was the weird lineup. He had 29 fantasy points that game. I don't know. I just I guess it's a good talking point. Chat, are you guys? I think I've seen Cole's name in chat more as well. Is that a microcosm of ownership today? Are we expecting Garrett Cole to be higher owned than Jacob DeGrom? I can't wait to look at that. I'm gonna put Cole here. Nah, I think I gotta do it. I'm going Cole tier 1, bro. I just gotta do it. Uh-oh. What did I click? All right. Patrick Sandoval on the bump for the Angels here. 1.38 whip, 4.13 expected ERA. Lefty against righty, 0.62 home run per 9, but it's not like a 60% ground ball rate, but he does limit hard contact. He does limit barrel rate, so Yankees might have to play a little bit more small ball. Yankees are absolutely in play. 4.5 run total for them. Not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6 like some of these other teams. So maybe like yesterday, maybe we get some ownership down. Judge has homered in back-to-back games here in Anaheim. A 1. OPS since the beginning of last year against lefties. I wonder who would be eligible for the day off today. It might be Rizzo's turn to take a day off. He's played the last 2 games. They like to rotate that. And if that was the case, yeah, that's what we have in the projected anyway. I hated when they put Benintendi between Stanton and Judge against the lefty the other night. Hopefully they break that up, but we'll see. Glaber had the day off yesterday. We're stacking Yankees. Angels goes without saying. If you get to Trout, you get to Ohtani, cool. Both guys a 4+ rating in the bomb detector. Garrett Cole has allowed a 1.2 home run per night to righties, a 1.3 to lefties. So certainly not impossible for him to give up a bomb here. And those are the guys. The guys. What up, daytime dreaming? Put lots of aloe lotion on that sun poison skin. Nice relief. Yeah, I actually have a whole bottle of it. Actually, the green screen might mess that up, but whole bottle of it. But some of it's in hard to reach spots, and then hard to wear t-shirts over spots. You like Angels leading off at 2.2, says Tim. Yeah, I mean, it's a good opportunity if you, especially if you're going to stack that spot, you know. Big sad Brewers pitcher only go 5 innings. Oh man, got thoughts on Bailey Falter? He's bad. Well, that game's next. Merit to Trout, Ohtani, Mini to play leverage. It's two of the best baseball players on the planet, so there's always merit in getting there. And Garrett Cole can give up homers, so there's merit. I don't know that I want to invest $1,300 just for the sake of leverage, but it's absolutely there. Maybe something to get away with more on the night slate if you're just really stuck on leveraging the field. But they're fine, right? They're two good players. The kid Prado from KC been swinging a hot, but yeah, Prado is really, really good, and that's coming from the minors as well. What up, Doug L? Hope you're doing all right, man. We're seeing a lot of names today, right? Different crew, I love it. I'm hearing Angels 5, man. You didn't hear that from me. What up, Pinstripe? Hope you're doing all right. Yankees did get back Clay Holmes. Let's see, Yankees. So the bullpen gets a little bit better. Still not where it can be or needs to be. Yesterday we saw Loaizaga, Licky, Marinaccio, Wandy Peralta, Lou Trevino, and Greg Weisser got the dub. Clay Holmes didn't have to pitch yesterday, so he might be available today. And we know Garrett Cole likes to go 7 and bridge that gap to as tight as possible to get to that closer. So you might see him. And Loaizaga threw 17 pitches yesterday. Maybe he would be available today, but Lou Trevino as well. So I would expect maybe one of those guys catch the 8th, or Holmes. I don't think they would try to stretch Holmes more than the 9th, man. That has not gone well all year. So I don't know. We'll see. We got one game left on the docket. Before we do that, take a pause for the cause and do a shout out to our presenting sponsor, PrizePicks. Especially for football and basketball, it can be really, really, really nice to isolate those slates down to a couple players. And I've kind of substituted in at least in basketball, substituted the traditional cash game, the 50-50s, with just grabbing some PrizePicks plays. But now that NFL is on the horizon, remember, these prop bets exist for everything, literally on PrizePicks. They have live golf, NFL, F1, MMA, disc golf. My boy hit me up last night that I play Fortnite with, and he's like, yo, disc golf starting a championship. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, but they have it on PrizePicks. And then in nights like tonight, where if you just ain't got the budget in your salary to play a certain guy against a certain spot, but you got that feeling in your bad knee, well, PrizePicks will help you simplify that as well. So go check them out. Good little way to broaden your horizon when it comes to getting some sweats going tonight. And you don't have to have a full lineup. You don't have to have 10 pieces gelling together. You can just need as little as two things: 2 pitcher props, 2 hitters. You don't even have to have the same sport. You can have 1 pitcher mixed with a college football or a tennis player. So go check that out. Use code GUNDACKER when you sign up. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. Instant playable stuff. No slow drip, none of that stuff. It's on the site. Instant site credit, I guess is the terminology. I should have been using Haniger. Looks good. I agree, Catelza. I like that Mariners home run triangle so far. I'll try and collect, like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 of my favorite PrizePicks picks and throw them in the free Discord. If you're not in the free Discord, there's a link to that in the description below. I like to, whenever I'm grinding PrizePicks, I throw whatever I'm mixing and matching in there, so you guys can maybe add it to what you're running. Final game on the docket: the Phillies taking on the D-backs. Bryson Stott in the 7 spot. No, this is a projected lineup. All right, Brandon Marsh and a projected 9 hole. We do have a confirmed D-backs lineup. Oh, we're doing good on time too. I'll get you guys out of here within 10 minutes, probably. You guys can go catch the deeper dive. I'll probably catch it too. Get some of that ownership. Some of that sweet, sweet ownership. So we've done 3 days in a row. We've been able to catch some streams. I wonder if we can go the full week here. I have to look at tomorrow's schedule too. I don't think I have a meeting tomorrow. I might have some work to get done. What is tomorrow's schedule while I'm on the brain? Or tomorrow's the 1st. You never know what pops up tomorrow. Maybe there won't be a stream tomorrow, guys. There's only, yikes. Tomorrow's an all-day 8-game scatter fest, and there's only like 3 games after 6. So maybe tomorrow it's gonna be the streak ending, but it's okay. Friday we'll do our due diligence. D-backs lineup was a confirmed lineup. Somebody asked thoughts on Bailey Falter. Well, he's got a 4.92 expected ERA, 21% K rate, 9% barrel rate. So those numbers do not usually add up to somebody that I really like. And the D-backs got a couple of guys against lefties. We got leadoff Ketel Marte. My season long will enjoy that. Emmanuel Rivera so far at 820 OPS against lefties. Stone Garrett 1.5 OPS. That seems ridiculous. Let's see if that's something that we can expect. Obviously 1.5 is not sustainable, but is he a smasher in the minors against lefties is the question. Close the splits here all. Chat, you guys can do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, huh? I think I can get a couple of those, couple of likes out of you. 214 average against lefties, 859 OPS. I'll tell you what, he does have power in the minors. 580 slug against lefties, so he definitely can hit lefties with a lot of power. 12 homers in 112 at bats. Yeah, that's really good. 1.5 probably not going to be the mark, but really good numbers there. And then Bailey Falter so far against righties, 2.5 homer per 9, a 51% fly ball rate. Those two match up pretty well for a lot of these guys, and we're getting some good bomb ratings out of these D-backs. 4.26 on Ketel Marte, 4.1 on Christian Walker, who's just been killing lefties, and then Stone Garrett's right there in the mix. Stone Garrett at 2,100 on DraftKings might look like one of the best value plays on the slate. So let's put that in the value pool here. I'll fill all that out after the stream for those of you that are Vipers. And then, yeah, 1 through 5 I like quite a bit. I will be stacking D-backs. I think I have to. Let's go D-backs here. And then we always stack Phillies just because they're the Phillies. Good lineup. Tommy Henry, 1.13 homer per 9 to righties, a 16% K rate, 509 expected ERA. He's a little bit luckier than his numbers suggest. Matter of fact, a 507 xFIP with a 209 average on a 19% K rate with a 12% walk rate. I wonder if he's living right when it comes to BABIP. So let's go pull that up. And we'll go splits versus righties, Control F, BABIP. BABIP against righties is 231, so a little bit on the low side. We would probably see that closer to 300, 333 BABIP against lefties. So unlucky there, really lucky there. So expect that to come up a little bit. So I'm here for the offenses, both of them. If I want to pick on Henry specifically, Rhys Hoskins against the lefty till the day that I die. You know what I'm saying? Is he in the home run triangle, and or if can we get him in fantasy points? He is in the home run triangle with Harper and Schwarber. So you got to deal with the platoon or the reverse platoon there. I don't mind it because, you know, Harper and Schwarber are still monsters. Hoskins also comes in at 7 fantasy points, 1.5 total bases. I like that fantasy points as well. So let's shut that down. Rhys Hoskins, 7 FPS. And then I probably get on Ketel Marte too. If he's leading off here. They don't. Oh, they have him at half a run. I wish it was run RBI, but I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. So half a run's fun as a leadoff guy against a lefty, because you'll collect on the homer, you'll collect on a walk, stolen base. You know, it gets knocked in. So that's unique. I might be there on that. Let's do Ketel Marte. Let's go 7 FPS or run. I like to run. I don't like to run. Physically, I like to run. Gambling wise, running is for you weirdos. What am I saying? All right, that's the slate. All right, so any lineups come out while we were blabbering, and if you guys have anything for me, drop it in chat. Hey, we dropped a video yesterday. It was kind of like a quasi commercial for the the All-Star VIP at RunDFS.com. This is full VIP coverage until the NBA All-Star break, which we're marking as February 23rd, but the All-Star game is on February 19th. It is going to cover the entire NFL season, the rest of baseball, the first half of basketball. That's daily spreadsheet stuff, my player pools, my projections, the RunDFS.com Discord, the pre-lock voice chats, and $150 site credit towards Fantasy Cruncher, which is nuts in itself. So I don't think we've ever put out a deal with this much bang for your buck. And then because of the video yesterday and today, if you type in Gundacker on coupon code, it'll take $25 off the sticker price there, so $374. So check that out. That's only good for this week, and then we're going back to month passes and all that stuff, month and week passes until the next promo. But I don't think any promo is going to beat that because of the entire NFL season being involved. Anyway, let's get some lineups in here, and then we'll get caught up on anything that you guys might have. We did get a confirmed Nationals lineup, and then we'll look at the bomb detector. And then, of course, if you follow me on Twitter, I usually make it a good habit to tweet out the bomb detector a little bit before the slate locks. But usually it's because I'm waiting on confirmed lineups. I think we're doing good on confirmed lineups today, so we might get it a little bit earlier than usual. Josh Palacios is batting 9th for the Nationals. So that's our confirmed Nats lineup. What else? Anything else we're missing here? Let's go down. We got a lot of lineups out. This is going to be an early day to make lineups. Twins lineup still missing. Royals and White Sox we had. Let's go bomb detector. Refresh. Selects the bomb detector. Holy cow, Stone Garrett with the highest rating I've ever seen in the history of the bomb detector, but eight at bats will do that. But like we said, in the minors, it held up well. Romy Gonzalez did not hold up as well in the minors. Expecting some regression there. Vladdy Jr., 4.34 in the bomb detector. George Springer. So a lot of Blue Jays up here. Mitch Haniger's up here. Ketel Marte in the leadoff spot. Love that. Teoscar's up here. All the righties from the Blue Jays are making an appearance. Reese Hoskins against the lefties until the day that I die. Austin Riley. All right, Austin. Luke Voigt suppressed that 30% K rate in that matchup today. Christian Walker, great spot against a lefty. Rafi Devers, he's just really good at the baseball. Joe Ryan is a good pitcher, but clearly Joe Ryan can have some issues against lefties. I was going to go back and reference his home run per 9, but it's fine. Anyway, if you guys want to screenshot that, cool. Let me look at chat, and then we will get you on your way. Yep. Appreciate that, Shayna. Why are you trying to stack whole games? This isn't football? What do you mean? Stacking's more optimal in baseball than any other sport. What do you mean? If the game goes over, the total good chance both teams have. Or you mean both sides? So okay, I see what you're saying. It's definitely not. All right, I see what you're saying. I misread it. Obama detector. Stacking makes good sense in baseball. Stacking teams is obviously the most optimal because of how positively correlated everything is. What up? I think I got everybody. I think we're good. So chat, no stream tomorrow because the slate sucks and it's all day. But we'll make a concerted effort to come back on Friday. If you guys want to hang out with me some more, twitch.tv/Gundacker99. I'll be playing video games. I don't really be talking a lot of sports, but you're free to ask me about sports while I'm getting bopped by kids in Fortnite. But yeah, I'm on there like every night. So if you guys can't get enough, there's some more. I appreciate you guys making part of my day be part of your day. I really do. Hey, do me a favor. Tell somebody out there you love them. You just never know who needs to hear it. I love you. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money. Peace.